On First News today, we're in a date grove, and it's the beginning of the date season. At least the season this year is in September. Last year and the year before had moved into August. Well, we're back to normal. Maybe it was El Nino that had something to do with that. We'll ask the man who should know. His name is Gus Nunez, and Gus is the sales manager for the Imperial Date Gardens. And Gus, how about that El Nino? Does that affect the date growers?
George, like I was mentioning, we basically had a little bit of later harvest this year. In terms of quality, in terms of quantity, I don't think we'll see any kind of effect from that. With all things being equal, we're just basically a couple of weeks late. The cooler spring probably had something to do with that.
One thing you do have to do is keep your eye on the weather at this time of the year. Why?
Well, this is the monsoon season, and any kind of water and humidity does affect us. And with the storms that have been brewing in the Gulf of California, we kind of keep an eye on that. We don't want to have any product exposed to the water and whatnot. Obviously, if it happens, it's just something we'll have to deal with.
Now, Gus, you have these all bagged, all of these dates. It rains on the bags. Does that have an effect on the crop?
Water and rain can have obviously an effect on the crop. What we try to do with these bags, it does repel water to some degree, but essentially the bag is designed to keep out birds and actually catch the product as it ripens on there. It doesn't protect us to a tremendous amount of degree from the elements of like water, but it does help a bit.
What happens to these dates after you harvest them? I know you put them in trays. I see sometimes trays outside laying out in the ground.
They're being dried. You know, when they come off the tree, some of them are ready to be packed. Some of them are still in an early maturation stage where they have to be dried down and cured to the right moisture content. And that's the reason why you see some of them strewn out in the sun drying, essentially. So therefore, the water, rain, and whatnot, it does play an effect. It has an effect on them, so we have to be careful about them.
Do you have a scientific way you determine what moisture level these are in?
Yeah. 30 years experience from my father. Well, there are some lab procedures that can take place that you might want to do if you want to be specific about it. But essentially, you do this a while and you pretty much have a pretty good idea what kind of moisture content should be in the date.
Well, Gus, your whole operation is changing. You're enlarging. You got all of these date palms down here in the Bard Valley of the Imperial County, and now you're moving up onto the mesa in Yuma.
Yuma Mesa is a little bit different project, but yes, so we found the quality of dates can still be very attractive. It's a little bit different way of growing dates because they're on drip system irrigation. Obviously, the soil consistency is different than here in Bard Valley. So we have found that it's a way to go with it. It's a little bit cheaper process to grow dates over there. So we look at every opportunity to explore every opportunity to us.
Are you going to grow the medjool up there?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have approximately 430 acres planted over there. Nothing is in production right now, but we should be looking at some production here in the very near future.
Now, this one grove here is 4 years old, you say?
There are some early plantings that are 4 years old, and the most recent one was planted this summer. So there's a range of anywhere from 4 to 1 year old trees out there on the mesa.
How long before they start mature enough to produce?
Well, the 4-year-old trees actually can give you a fruit arm or two here and there, but essentially you're looking at about a 6 to 7 year old tree before you can call it commercially viable, if you will.
Now, with the Asian economy about it, you ship these dates all over the world. What do you see for this year? Last year you had a tough run.
Well, we had a little bit tough run last year. This year, like I said, we will be pursuing aggressively the domestic market. I believe the world market itself will have to correct on its own. We'll do what we can with it, but essentially we'll just have to push the promotional venues and try to do as much as we possibly can with that.
If you're looking for fresh dates, you find them at the Imperial Date Gardens. They're out here in the Bard Valley of Imperial County. I'm George Gatley with Gus Nunez, and this is First News Today.